Fisk unit. Fisk unit. What's good, y'all? Fist Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Fist Schooner while you at it. Y'all know what time it is. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. Alright, look. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button. Hit that bell button. Join this Fist Unit army and get Fist Unit tough. Okay, this is us versus the algorithm. In order for me to blow up, we got to break that algorithm, all right? So hit that sub button. Also, I will be live tonight for the Knicks. It's that time of the year, all right? Giant season going into the playoffs. We got to make that transition into the Knicks content. So, Knicks versus Bucks, I'll see y'all tonight. But for this video in particular, I just want to talk about Shane and Daboll and all the good things that they've done. All right, because at the end of the day, yesterday I watched Staley almost get Mike Williams injured and out for the playoffs. Okay, I watched Mike McCarthy. I don't know what the Cowboys are doing yesterday. If your starters didn't want to play Mike McCarthy, you shouldn't have played him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just watching these coaches do dumb stuff all over the NFL. And then I look at Brian Daboll, and he rests the whole team. I think Evan Neal, Bredesen, Nick Gate, them are like the only starters that played. I'm like, okay, this is basically a real bye week for our starters, which is good. And we were competitive. We played the Eagles pretty dang on good for third, fourth, and practice squad players. All right, so we give the Eagles somewhat of a competitive game with nobody relevant. And I watched the Cowboys starters get blown out by Sam Howell. I watched Staley lose. He lost. If you're going to play your starters a week before a playoff game, you want to build momentum, you want to win convincingly, you want to go into the playoffs hot. They lost. The Giants gained more momentum by looking respectable versus the Eagles in a loss than the Cowboys and Chargers gained by playing their starters in a loss. Make it make sense. Even the Buccaneers, like, really? Just sit Tom Brady in the starters. What was that? So I look at him like, dang, man, Brian Daboll is that dude. We got a great coach. Wink Martindale, the defense, even with the backups, he has something for Jalen Hurts. He has something for him. He wasn't going to make it easy. Jalen Hurts looked confused a lot last night. Offensively, it's Davis Webb, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But even Davis Webb, he was able to go out there, have some fun, threw a touchdown to Kenny Golladay, and who freaking, like, leave it to Golladay to just say, you know what? It's my last game in MetLife. Let me just go ahead and be the real Kenny Golladay for one play. That's really what he did. He was like, let me just go ahead and just one last F you to Giants fans. Let me just go ahead and get this one-hand catch. You know what I'm saying? Let me just do, for one play, let me do what they paid me to do. Just one time, I'm going to do what they paid me to do. Golladay, I can't, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm hoping my man Brian Daboll just been holding on to freaking Golladay, just holding on to him like the secret weapon. You know how, like, in Dragon Ball, they always got like a secret technique. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Brian Daboll is like Frieza right now. You know how, like, Frieza always had like a new transformation? Every time you think you got Frieza beat, he got a new form. I'm thinking this with Brian Day. Brian Day was like Frieza right now. You think it's over. You do. And then all of a sudden, Brian Daboll just transforms, and now all of a sudden the Giants got Galladay in there. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like Goku or something like that. Every time Goku fight a villain, he got a new technique. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I'm hoping it's something like that, where it's like, you know what, Galladay, you mad fragile, your confidence is shaking. We gonna hold you here. You gonna get your mind right. You gonna sit on the bench. You gonna get all healthy, and we gonna use you for 3 games. Okay, bro? We only need you for a 3-game stretch, so you ain't gotta worry about your ankle, your knee, your hamstring, your back, all the Galladay issues. Just rest and recover, because come playoff time, we gonna unleash you. We gonna let the shackles off for you. I'm hoping that's what's going on. I really am. But thank you, Brian Daboll. Thank you, Mike Kafka. Thank you, Wink Martindale, for just being great. Thank you. And there's one thing I want to say about Joe Schoen. And look, these are Gettleman players. They are. They're Gettleman players. We know that. They're Gettleman players. But Gettleman couldn't hire the right coach. So for as much credit as I know some of the Gettleman truthers want to give Gettleman, I get it. These are his players. All of them, except for Kayvon and Evan Neal, basically are his players. But what you have to understand is he couldn't get the coach. Shermer was a failure. Joe Judge was a failure. So all this talent that he's had, all these great draft picks, the McKinneys, Ojulari, Dexter Lawrence, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Andrew Thomas, all these great draft picks are null and void because of Joe Judge and Pat Shermer. One of the most important aspects of being a leader, I don't care if you're a supervisor at a gas station, the manager at McDonald's, or the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, the most important job you have is to put people in position to make you look good. You're only as good as your crew. I don't care if you're selling crack on a corner. If you got a bunch of powder puffs out there, you're gonna get your pockets ran. You're gonna be a lick. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to, you're gonna get ran off the block. You know what I'm saying? When you're in a position of power, you gotta hire people that are gonna be good at their job. You have to manage the managers. When you are in position of power, you manage the manager. Tony Soprano, he managed Paulie. He managed Christopher. He managed Ralphie. He didn't care about the soldiers. That wasn't his problem. He managed the captains. It's his job to make sure my man Sill is his number 2. He manages Sill. That's what he does. Tony's the boss. He manages the managers. Okay? What Joe Schoen was able to do was he was able to hire Brian Daboll. And in hiring Brian Daboll, who's his Sill, Brian Daboll is his Sill, you got his captains. Wink Martindale, that's Paulie. You got Kafka, that can be Ralphie. You know what I'm saying? Now you got an organization that's making money hand over fist because you got the structure in place. So yeah, this is a Gettleman's players. But we're only in this position because Joe Schoen put a coaching staff around these players that can elevate them. So my hat's off to the boss, Joe Schoen. My hat's off to him because he has to get credit for putting the pieces in place. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. That's all, man. I just want to talk about the coaching staff. I want to talk about Joe Schoen. Got a lot of great playoff content for y'all this week. That's it. That's all. Subscribe to the unit if you're rocking with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this message.